I don't know if I'm live or not. All right, let's see. Okay, am I live? Somebody tell me if I'm live. Okay. All right, I think I'm live. Wow, this is crazy. I got new equipment. I have no idea what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay, I can see myself now. All right. I think I'm live. Okay. All right, I'm on a little delay here. So, look, y'all, I'm in the new studio. I'm behind the new cameras. I don't have, this is crazy. I'm having to look at the live chat on my phone. All right, yeah. So this is not going to work. I can just want to tell you right now, I've got to figure out a new way of the software that came with this new switcher that I got for the studio. The switcher's cool, but I think it's designed more for people that records most of their stuff versus live stream. I live stream most of my stuff. But this is the first test of it. I can tell right now I've got a little echo, and we're going to get into the news of the night. But can you guys help me? Because this is the first time I've gone live in the new studio. Now, understand, I think the camera looks pretty good from what and I have no idea what I'm doing. Let me just show you a little bit real quick of what we're looking at. So this will be obviously Sandy is not here. That will be her seat. And then on Monday night, this will be our setup. We got some more things we're going to put in the back, but this will be the Monday night desk. And you can see the chairs in the back that I hadn't had time to move yet. And then, of course, this is the, let's see, this will be when we're both talking together on Monday night. Whenever we do a show together, just letting you guys know. Okay, somebody's saying they don't hear an echo. Good. It's a little, not necessarily an echo. I guess more like in a barrel because I don't have any soundproofing in this bedroom. So just let me know if it's a good sound quality. And then, of course, this is how it looks when I'm doing news. Now, all of this is great, but it's hard for me to explain what's going on my end that's aggravating me because I can't see like I'm normally able to see in front of me, the live chat and everything. So I got to figure all that out. But, yeah, what do you think about the quality? We'll go back to this. The blur in the background is my face, Chris. I'm going to go back and look at the live chat. Like I said, right now it's just driving me crazy because I'm having to look at it on my phone. But, yeah, does it look good? Does it sound good? Got the brand new cameras. I'm so excited. Yeah, so these are the three different cameras. This is one more time. This is Sandy's camera. She's got her own individual camera. And then this is the middle camera that we've got that's going to be both of us together. So that being said, let's get into the news tonight. And let me see if I can cover this tonight. You know, as you know, today was breaking. This dude right here is the mastermind behind October 7th. He is the leader of Hamas, and he is gone, y'all. Official confirmation, Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is dead. He was killed trying to flee Gaza like a coward, y'all. Yeah, let's look into this. It says Israel has officially confirmed that Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar is dead, killed in a chance encounter Wednesday with infantry and armored units of the IDF. In a joint statement Thursday evening local time titled Yahya, I don't even know how to say his name, Yahya, maybe? Sinwar, the leader of Hamas terrorist organization who was responsible for planning and executing the October 7th massacre, has been eliminated. They confirmed after a year-long pursuit yesterday that they had taken care of them. Taking care of him. So it's just crazy, man, what's happening over in the Middle East. let's go over here and let's watch this right here. This was Fox News, and it says, let's just listen to what the reporter on the ground here. This is their main guy. Can't think of his name here, but he's the guy that's been in Israel covering the war from the beginning. So let's see what they're saying about it.
But again, as we can report right now, Yahya Sinwar has been killed inside Gaza by Israeli forces. His body is currently in Israel after being tested to match the DNA to the mastermind behind the October 7th massacre.
Wow,
Guys,
this is significant, geopolitically significant for Israel, significant for the free world. You know, for our viewers' awareness, I just want to point out that what you're looking at, those are protests that are happening right now in Tel Aviv. And Trey Yanks, just to emphasize what you said, at this hour, as we near the 1 p.m. Eastern Time hour here on the East Coast of the United States, Sinwar, who is responsible for the death of infant children, the hostage taking of American citizens, the death of American citizens, right now we can confirm he is dead, both confirmed with dental records and DNA.
Yes, Fox News can confirm that the leader of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar, is dead. One of the masterminds behind the October 7th massacre, and a man who devoted his life to fighting Israel. And again, he spent 22 years in an Israeli prison. He was released as part of that 2011
Remember that?
prisoner exchange for Gilad Shalit. And he was able to go back into Gaza, take the position of a defense minister among Hamas's Al-Qassam brigades, and then ultimately lead all of Hamas inside Gaza. And the images that you see there on your screen are really important to talk about as we cover this story. It's the families of the hostages that remain inside the Gaza Strip. They are urging the Israeli leadership to use this moment to reach some sort of agreement and get the remaining hostages out of Gaza. And because as we talk here, and we should really dive into this just for a moment, because we have been covering this story for, I think it's 374 days now. And from the beginning of this coverage, we have focused on the families of the hostages and of the hostages that are still being held inside Gaza. We have sat down with those who were released as part of the November ceasefire deal. Some of the hostages had actually met Yahya Sinwar in the tunnels beneath Gaza. And one conversation stands out to me of Shani Gorin, a woman from the community of Nir Oz along the Gaza border. And she said, we're still waiting for October 8th to begin. Because the Israeli public can't move forward. They have been waiting not just for the leadership of Hamas to be taken out, but arguably more importantly for their fellow citizens to return home. And so there are two major stories that we're covering here in parallel, and that is the death of Yahya Sinwar, the leader of Hamas, one of the masterminds behind that massacre, but now the question of what will happen to the remaining hostages inside Gaza. And as you can see on your screen there, in Tel Aviv, Israel's second largest city, a city of around 300,000 people, there are individuals in the streets, and I'm just seeing these images for the first time here, and I can tell you those people are next to Israel's Ministry of Defense. They are at an area called Kaplan Square where they...
So yeah, we can see that in Israel they are protesting. You know, even though they're celebrating the death of this man and the elimination of the leader of Hamas, they are also protesting, continuing to protest the end of the war. And, of course, they're also calling for the release of the hostages. Many of them have confirmed that their bodies are there, but they're not alive. But some of them are rumored to be alive and so forth. So tonight is a night of news, but it's also a night of helping me get ready to take the big picture to another level. Now, you partners have made this possible. I'm looking at the live chat on my phone because I do not have the ability to look at it on the screen. I have not figured that out yet. In fact, this little box here is amazing, but it may go back because if it can't do what I need to do, because we do so much live, we're a family out here, so I need to be able to see my live stream and all of that. So, yeah, and I also noticed, and just keep in mind, I'm going to come back and forth throughout the news tonight asking you questions about it because there's no way for me to know. I'm here by myself, okay? I'm in this bedroom that we've turned into a studio, and I'm relying on you to help me because I've been tweaking it. So you can imagine I'm sitting here trying to tweak the color and all this, have no idea what I'm doing on these new fancy cameras, going back around there, trying to do it, come back around here. And you see the blur in the back that is supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be crisp, okay? If I'm clear and crisp and the background is blurred and I still look crisp, That's what we're looking for. Okay. So let me know if that's what you're seeing. It looks that way on my monitor, but I want to see know what you're seeing on that end. And we got a lot more things we're going to do in the back here. Let's go back to this video real quick and finish it up. And then I got another thing I want to show you.
Gathered each and every week to demand some sort of agreement to bring their loved ones home. They are so worried that as the time is running out for these hostages, that if an agreement isn't reached to get the remaining alive hostages out of Gaza, that more funerals will have to take place in this country as the war continues. So this is certainly a turning point in the conflict, and this is also a moment for Israeli leadership to find a path forward to get the remaining hostages out of Gaza. And it comes as Israeli forces are still operating on the ground inside Gaza. They have targeted the Jabalia neighborhood in the northern part of Gaza in recent weeks. There are still Israeli forces operating on the ground in southern Lebanon against Hezbollah. This country is preparing for a counterattack against Iran.
All right, let's talk about this for a second. Okay, so in the Middle East, everything just went to another level. This was, think about all the people in Hezbollah in Lebanon that has been eliminated just in the last couple of weeks, starting with the pager attacks. Remember, wasn't that long ago? It's crazy. It's like something straight out of a movie. The pager attacks. Then the walkie-talkies blew up. And then, of course, after that, it was even solar panels and some other things that blew up. And then some strategic and targeted attacks. And then the leader of Hezbollah was taken out. Now the leader of Hamas is taken out. And I don't know if I'll show it tonight in depth or not, but this was not even a targeted attack. This was not an assassination attempt. This was from what I understand, a lone soldier in the IDF was given permission to release what is the word I'm looking for? One mortar shell into a place that they knew that there were terrorists in there. And after they had blew this part of this building up, they sent the drones in there to look at the situation before they went in there, and they couldn't believe it. When they looked at the footage, they saw a body that looked just like the leader of Hamas, and they sent it back, and nobody believed that he was in there because they had no idea that he was in there. I mean, that's just crazy to me. And they have the DNA because he was in prison for so long in the Israeli prison. So they have the exact DNA of him to match it. And they're doing the DNA testing now. There's already been photographic evidence comparing his ear, comparing a certain thing on his eye. And it looks like it's confirmed that it's him. And the crazy thing is that he was found with several fake passports, tons of cash, and other things. Let me tell you this is the way cowards work. They cause the people that follow them to risk their lives, and they live in lavish lifestyles while everybody else is living in poverty. And guess what? He was fleeing. He was getting out of Hamas. He was on this is what the rumor is. He was on his last leg to get out of Hamas and flee to go into exile in Egypt, leave his people behind. You know, these people that they're protesting for, he was going to leave them behind. Fake passports and everything, taking money with him and getting out of town. And a chance mortar shell eliminated him. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, I got to get the color right. People say once the color is right, and I got to have somebody show me even how to control the color. I have no idea. This was just like a preset. I just hit the preset. I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, so let's go back to this right here. I like this little switcher, but I got to see my people, y'all. And I don't like that. So let's listen to Benjamin Netanyahu today. This is dubbed in English, but this is what his response was to the Israeli people after this happened.
Citizens of Israel, a year ago we celebrated Sukkot. At the exact time, Yahya Sinwar was making final preparations for the October 7 massacre. I stand before you today to inform you that Yahya Sinwar has been eliminated. The person who committed the most terrible massacre in the history of our nation since the Holocaust, the mass murderer who murdered thousands of Israelis and kidnapped hundreds of our citizens, was eliminated today by our heroic soldiers. And today, as we promised to do, we came to account with him. Today, evil has suffered a heavy blow. but the task before us is not yet complete. To the dear families of the hostages, I say, this is an important moment in the war. We will continue with all our strength until the return home of all of your loved ones, who are our loved ones. This is our highest commitment. This is my highest commitment. And to the resident of Gaza, I say, Sinwar ruined your life. He told you he was a lion, but in reality, he was hiding on a dark den, and he was killed when he fled in a panic from our soldiers. His elimination is an important landmark in the decline of the evil rule of Hamas. I would like to say again, in the clearest way, Hamas will no longer rule Gaza. This is the beginning of the day after Hamas. And this is an opportunity for you, the resident of Gaza, to finally break free from its tyranny. I call on everyone who hold our hostages. I call on whoever lays down his weapon and return our hostages, we will allow him to go out and leave. And in the same way, I say, whoever harm our hostages.
Listen, he basically said, you have an ultimatum. You want to live, this is how you live. And then he finishes right here, if you don't want to live, this is what's going to happen to you.
Blood on his head, we will reckon with him. The return of our hostages is an opportunity to achieve all our goals, and it brings the end of the war closer. To the people of the regions, I say, in Gaza, in Beirut, throughout the entire region, the darkness recedes and the light rises. Def, Hania, Sinwar, Nasrallah, Mohsen, Akil, and many of their associates are gone. I'm calling you, people of the region. We have a great opportunity to stop the axis of evil and create a different future, a future of peace, a future of prosperity in the entire region. Together, we can repel the curse and promote the blessing. Now it is clear to everyone, in Israel and in the world, why we insisted on not ending the war, why we did insist.
I like that he said that. He said, now it is clear to the world why we did not end the war, because the goals were clear on our end. You wanted us to end the war, but we were not going to end the war because it was not going to be an end of the war. It was going to be a pause until they regrouped and did it again. And the end of the war for Israel looks a whole lot different than the end of the war for the United Nations.
In the face of all the pressures to enter Rafah, the fortified stronghold of Hamas where Sinwar and many of the murderers hid. I would like to express my deep appreciation to the IDF and Shin Bet fighters and their commanders for their determined and courageous action. There are none better than them. Today we clarified again what happened to those who hurt us. Today we once again showed the world the victory of good over evil. But the war, my dears, is not over yet. And it is difficult. And it exacts heavy prices from us. I wish to express my condolences from the bottom of my heart to the families who lost their loved ones. I want to hug the families of our fallen heroes. Their supreme sacrifice, including the last few days, brings us closer to victory. As King David said, I will pursue my enemies and destroy them, and I will not return to their end. Citizens of Israel, we are in the resurrection war. Big challenges are still ahead of us. We are required for long patience, for the unity of the ranks, for courage.
Are you kidding me? P. Diddy's going to pop up YouTube? P. Diddy? What?
For a firm stand. Together we will fight, and with God's help, together we will win.
How about that? He's talking about God. He's talking about the Bible. And P. Diddy jumps up on the next video. No, we ain't gonna do another P. Diddy, okay? So I'm looking at the live chat here. It's funny. I guess it's in the eye of the beholder. Had one, and look, I love all the comments. Somebody says you look dusty and blurry, dusty and blurry. Somebody else says your skin tone is great. I am telling you, the colors are great. I'm an artist and an art teacher. Thank you very much, Leslie. So yeah, this was a crude throw together. If you were to see this right now, you would know this was very crude, but it's going to get better and better and better. But if you came in late, see if I can do this here. just give you an idea, when you come back Monday night, it's going to look a little bit different in the background, but this is sort of the setup for Sandy and I for our news show on Monday night. You can see where she'll be sitting at the desk here that we have, and behind us you can see the chairs. That's for another set, for another show that we're going to do. And by the way, I'm going to look at this camera right here because this is the middle camera. All right, so how cool is that? And then, of course, she'll have her own dedicated camera, and then, of course, I've got my dedicated camera. So we're very thankful for all the partners that have been able to help us on this. Don't have a commercial, nothing like that, able to go, because I'm using the software from within this machine here, this switcher that's in front of me that you probably can't see. I think if you go to this view, yeah, you can see the switcher. So this right here is the switcher that I'm talking about. It's really cool, but what it does, you can see all the stuff that's in behind it. So it gives you the ability to have all these different cameras, but yeah, it ain't doing what I want it to do, because I got a way that I want it to do, and it ain't doing right. It ain't doing right, y'all. Let's see. Let me go to the next news article here tonight. So in addition to what's going on with Hamas today, the elimination of the leader of Hamas, Hezbollah came out today and said that they would be launching a new escalatory phase in the Israeli war. Lebanon's Hezbollah on Thursday said it was launching a new phase of its war against Israel, saying it will be using precision-guided missiles against troops for the first time. Israel's been pounding South and East Lebanon areas where Hezbollah holds sway since all-out war erupted on September 23rd. In Lebanese border villages, the rivals have engaged in close-range combat after Israel launched a ground invasion last month. Hezbollah announces a transition to a new escalatory phase in confrontation with the Israeli enemy, which will be reflected in the developments and events in the coming days, the group said in a statement. The announcement came after the Israeli military on Thursday said its forces killed Yahya Sinwar. Is that how you say his name? Yahya? Surely not. Yahya? I don't want to say Yahweh because it almost sounds like Yahweh. I don't want to give him that, even get close. And I don't like calling him Yahya. But that's what it looks like to me. I know it's Sinwar. Everybody says Sinwar. And I think it's very interesting. There's sin and war. Think about that. His name is Sin and War. Sinwar. What? The leader of Hamas, which is a Hezbollah ally. The statement, however, made no mention of the Hamas chief. It said hundreds of fighters are fully prepared to counter any Israeli ground incursion into southern Lebanese villages, noting the attacks against Israel have increased in recent days. It said its rocket strikes continue to escalate day by day, with precision-guided ones being deployed for the first time. All right, y'all. This is some crazy stuff that's going on in the world, in Israel. And then guess what? Guess who inserted himself into the fray? Because you remember, we cover this all the time here on the show, that it's always a bigger picture than what it seems. So people use the terms Israel, Hamas, Hezbollah, Lebanon, Gaza. But what it's really about is Iran. Iran is the head of the snake. And I'm telling you, we've still not even seen the reaction and the response from Israel to Iran. And it's coming. It's definitely coming. And when it comes, it's going to escalate it even further. Well, guess what? Who inserted himself into the argument today? That would be none other than the one and only Vladimir Putin. Russia warns Israel not to even consider attacking Iran nuclear facilities. Russia is warning Israel to not even consider striking Iranian nuclear facilities. State news agency TASS quotes Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov as saying, after Iran's missile attack on Israel on October 1st, there has been speculation that Israel could strike Iran's nuclear facilities, as it has long threatened to do. Quote, we have repeatedly warned and continue to warn to caution Israel against even hypothetically considering the possibility of a strike on an Iranian nuclear facility and nuclear infrastructure. This would be a catastrophic development and a complete negation of all existing principles in the area of ensuring nuclear safety. It was not clear what form Moscow had conveyed such a message to Israel. Wow. So, that's why we talk about World War III. That's why we say that World War III is either on the precipice or we're already in it. I tend to believe we're already in it, in the sense that, some of you are not wanting to admit that we're in World War III until we see multiple continents, Russia actually fighting America, China fighting America, that kind of stuff, military combat, traditional combat. But combat is not traditional anymore. And in fact, we saw that, just the crazy thing that happened with the pagers and the walkie-talkies and all that. But even before that, and is ongoing, is the cyber warfare. Cyber warfare in with AI and things like that. So there's already things going on globally, declarations of war in multiple continents, in multiple regions of the world right now. So if you factor in cyber warfare, then we are already in the beginning stages of World War III. Now, World War III in the Bible is a wholly different thing. It deals with actual, warfare and military warfare and things like that. And trying to parse my words here, catastrophic death and carnage from global war. And the Bible talks about hundreds of thousands and a third of the nations. And you're talking, when you get into that, you're talking about in the billions of people that by the end of the tribulation period will die. So there is massive, massive, massive wars that are coming. And of course, culminating with the Battle of Armageddon in the Valley of Megiddo. So these things are in the beginning stages. We're experiencing them. And watch this, y'all. Everybody's talking about Russia and Ukraine and talking about China and Taiwan. But the truth is, everything in the Bible, if you have a biblical worldview, everything in the Bible centers around Israel, the fig tree. The Bible tells us to watch and meditate and study the fig tree and pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Why? Because it's always been the center of global conflict, and it will be the center of the final global conflict. It will be the place that the Antichrist will rise and make himself known, commit the abomination of desolation in the midpoint of the tribulation period, declare himself to be God. It will be there will be a rebuilt temple that will be in place, some level of rebuilt temple on the Temple Mount. And the Antichrist will declare himself to be God, which will trigger the great tribulation period, which will then be catastrophic like nothing we've ever seen, culminating in that valley. I remember when I was in Israel not long ago, standing up on the mountain, looking down into the Valley of Megiddo and just imagining what it would look like for that valley to be filled with just hundreds of thousands and hundreds of thousands of soldiers from all over the world trying to turn their guns on, the Bible says, the remnant that will be left of the Jewish people in that time. Why? Because they are going to be the last bastion, if you will, of any kind of biblical personhood on the earth, because the Antichrist will have taken the allegiance of everyone else that took the mark. They would have worshiped the image of the beast. So, and of course, if you read the Bible, you know that right after that, right at the end of that, Jesus himself comes back and finishes them off. So these are the things that are upon us. And I'm looking down, I just haven't looked down at my phone. I see asteroids. People talking about asteroids and everything like. We got signs in the heavens and the earth beneath, y'all. They're happening all around us. I mean, what more do you need to see to know that this thing is winding down, y'all? Now, if you came in late, this is a twofold show tonight. By the way, first of all, let me just tell you, if you watched my Bible study last night, you heard me say that tonight I was going to have a guest on tonight. I was scheduled to have a guest tonight, and it didn't work out. Some things just didn't happen. But the guest got moved until next week, and I'll just go ahead and tell you, spoiler alert, it's the great Stan Deo. And he'll be talking to us about the election. He'll be talking to us about Israel. and he'll be talking to us about the comet, the recent activity of the sun, all kinds of things. That will be next Thursday night if everything goes right. And I should be interviewing him here from the studio, figuring out a few more things there as well. But if you came in late tonight, then I want to remind you that when you come back Monday night, if everything goes right and I don't blow something up, this will be the studio. Now on the sides here, I want to let you know the black in the back, the brown in the back. Where you see the white walls on the side, that would be. We're going to get a couple more panels into the match, so you won't see that. And we'll have some things in the back. Now, I want to just give you a little preview here. I'm going to lean over just a little bit and let you see the chairs. All right, so you see 2 chairs back there and a little table. That's just, and that's not even set in stone either, but that's a little preview of some different types of shows that Sandy and I are going to be doing. That is going to be more of a podcast experience, television. That's what we're going to do, a television ministry and things like that. So that's what this is about. And you guys have helped make that possible. I don't have a commercial to run. I don't have any of that tonight. All I can tell you is you can go to LarryRagland.tv or .com and you can become a partner. I'm so thankful for all of the partners. I don't have my sound effects. I don't have anything. So this is not going to work for me because I like having my sound effects. I like having the crowd and the crickets and the trombone. We just like to have fun, y'all. Even, and by the way, y'all, it's okay. I don't get mad that y'all try to always tell me to quit being so silly. I don't hardly ever get a chance to read most of the comments. And I do read the live chat. I read all the live chat, and I try to read all the comments. And I think I do pretty much read all the comments. I just don't have the time to respond to every comment like I used to. But I do try to read them. But some of them are a little brutal. Y'all telling us to, quit being so goofy and try to be stop being so funny and all this kind of stuff. I don't try to be funny. I'm just being myself. But y'all, we cover a lot of dark stuff here, and we understand that. We understand. We make no light about it. But I am who I am, and my wife is who she is. And by the way, it's a package deal. It's a package deal, man. You get me, you get her. So y'all just need to know that she ain't going anywhere, and I ain't going anywhere. Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't even be here. And she's got just as much anointing on her as I do. And so, yeah, she'll be in that seat Monday night, y'all, firing y'all up. She's going to, man, she is going to light this studio up, y'all. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. So thank you for all the encouragement. Yeah, I'm going to stay who I am. Let me read some of this live chat here tonight. See what we got here. Be more silly. Okay, that's great. I'll do that. Be more silly. Y'all like that. Y'all's personality. We love the goofy. Need the comic relief. And y'all know that even when we're being silly and goofy, y'all know we're being serious. We take these things very seriously. If I didn't take this serious, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. I got 2 grandbabies, y'all. I could just sort of just sail on to the sunset. Sail on. Oh, I was trying to sing a song, but I can't remember how it goes. Come sail away, come sail away, come sail away with me. See, y'all see that blur? So that's what these new cameras do. See, look at my hands blurring. These are fancy cameras. But yeah, I can't just surf into the sunset. I got stuff to do. God told me to start a channel called The Big Picture. Tell all the world there's more going on than what they can see, taste, hear, smell, or have anything to do with their senses. Spiritual warfare is going on. Biblical worldview. Y'all, Israel is on fire. We have an election in less than 21 days. Let's see, what's today? Thursday. So it's, 18 days, something like that? And election day is here. People are already voting. Did you see the interview with Kamala and Brett Baer on Fox News? Wow. That's all I'm going to say is, wow. Y'all, I said it Monday. If you were not here Monday, I said, the chaos does not end on November 5th. It really just begins. Because I believe that Donald Trump is going to win the presidency. And I made the prediction. I'm not trying to be a prophet or anything, so don't go back and play it by, you prophesied this and it didn't happen. No, I'm not trying to be a prophet. I'm just trying to tell you that I got a gut feeling that not only is he going to win the election, the Electoral College, I believe, is going to win the popular vote. And that's what's really going to shock him. Because if he wins the popular vote, then he goes in with what they call a mandate. And if he wins the popular vote, then that also means that the Republicans expand their majority on the Senate. And they take the Senate, they expand their majority in the House. And y'all, he's going to be able to do a few things. They're still going to fight him to the end. He's still going to be able to do a few things. Now, guess what? It may come up that she wins. And everything that everybody thinks is going to happen doesn't happen. I don't know, but I can tell you this, that if he does win, you think they tried to stop him before he won? I got news for you. They're going to stop him. They're going to try to stop him on another level when he is president. And I shudder to think about if they declare he's a winner on the November 5th or November 6th, what will happen between November 5th or 6th and January 20th. And so big things are coming, y'all. So look, this is a little bit shorter than normal tonight. I got y'all to give me a little preview here of the studio. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know how to end this because I'm streaming from this thing here. Let me see if I know how to end this. Okay. All right. I found the button. So look, make sure you like. I haven't even got the graphics to do that tonight. I always remind you, make sure you like it, subscribe, share this. And if you'd like to help us finish paying off this, and we got some more stuff we got to get for this studio and some decorations and stuff like that. You want to just be a partner and support us for our television ministry, go to LarryRagland.com.tv and click partner with us. We appreciate it so much. And that's all I'm going to say is we ain't woke. Certainly are awake. One more time. Show y'all what's coming. Me and Sandy, Monday night. Bye, y'all. Hey, let me know down in the comments. Give me your honest opinion, how it looked, how it sounded, and all that. Knowing that this is very raw, okay? This is as bad as it's going to look, okay? God bless y'all. See you.